Okay, hey guys, we are on day 3 of our 40 days of prayer and fasting, and we're looking at some of the names of God. We've looked at Jehovah, that great I am that I am, and we're also going to be spending some time kind of looking at character, the character qualities of God as well. We want to know God more deeply. I know there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world, and it is so easy to let our attention be put on and focused on all that stuff, things that are beyond our control. But what better use of our time and energy to put our focus on drawing closer to God? And I don't think we can ever even begin to scratch the surface on knowing everything about who God is. But that's what we're trying to do in these 40 days of prayer and fasting. So today, we're going to look at one of the character qualities. This isn't necessarily a name, but it's a character quality of God, that God is infinite, which means he's beyond all measurement. We cannot define him. We can't give him by proportions. We can't describe his magnitude. None of that works because he is infinite. He's limitless. He has no beginning. He has no end. He has no limits. And I don't think it's. I want us to make sure that we don't overlook how important this aspect of who God is to us. Because basically everything you know and understand in your life is defined by limits. Like, you know roughly how tall you are. You know how much you weigh. You know how much you wish you'd weigh. You know what your driver's license says that you weigh. All of those are limits that cannot be applied to God. Everything we know, anything we have any certainty about at all in life is defined by limits. Yet God has no limits. He is infinite. He is beyond our ability to describe. He is infinite. Psalm 147:4. Go check this out. Look it up. It says that he determines the number of the stars and he gives to all of them their names. I can remember as a kid, my brother and I would sit out on the porch and we would just lay in lawn chairs and try to count the number of stars. And of course, we usually would fall asleep doing that because there's no way you could count all of the stars. We don't know how many stars there are, but God not only knows how many there are, he put them there and he named them just like you name your kids. I struggle because sometimes I still call Rhett Festus. That's the dog's name. I get those things mixed up, but God doesn't because he's infinite. He doesn't have the limitations that we have, that I have. Romans 11:33, I love this. Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable his judgments and his paths beyond tracing out. That we can't even begin to fathom his judgments. It's one thing we also know is that he's righteous, which is a beautiful thing. We're going to talk some more about that. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We're going to talk about some more on that in the future. But how unsearchable his judgments. Revelation 1:8, another place where God makes this declaration, I am Jehovah. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, who was, who is, and who is to come. He's the Almighty, limitless God. Everything we know about God is that he's limitless. In fact, some of the other descriptors that we're going to use, his omniscience, this all-knowing nature, we're going to get some more description in some of this in the days to come. It's not just that he knows all the facts. It also implies that he also understands them, which is a completely different thing than having the knowledge. It's knowing what to do with that knowledge. He's omnipotent, which means he's all powerful. That's what he says, almighty. He has all the power, all the might, everything. I'm reminded when we think about how strong our enemy is, that Jesus said, I saw Satan fall like lightning, which is to say that whenever Satan went against God, he just kind of flicked him off like a bug. I mean, that's how powerful God is. We know how powerful Satan is to some degree, but it's nothing compared to our limitless Lord. He's also omnipresent, which means he's everywhere all at once, all the time. We're going to talk about each of these some more, but all three of those characteristics all come out of God's infinite, limitless nature. So today, as you pray, as you draw close to the Lord, spend some time reflecting on that. What does it mean to you that our God, who is infinite, limitless, loves you, wants to know you, cares about you? Take some time and journal about that and praise God, because we can't even wrap our minds around this aspect of who he is. So take some time.